Welcome back. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on News X. The nation is watching a high-profile accident case unfold involving a 10 crore plus Lamborghini crash on the VIP road in the Gwaltoli area of the city, with multiple injuries and chaos at the scene. Police say the Italian sports car was being driven by Shivam Mishra, son of tobacco tycoon KK Mishra, when it lost control and hit an auto rickshaw. Also, it struck a motorcycle and injured several people. Witnesses even saw a man believed to be Mishra being pulled out of the driver's seat after the impact, and the vehicle has been seized now for further examination. Unsurprisingly, KK Mishra has pushed back against police. He claims his son was not driving and a hired driver in fact was behind the wheel of the vehicle, and his son felt dizzy due to a medical issue which led to the crash. The family is also claiming that Shivam was unconscious at the time and not responsible for the accident. Police, however, point to CCTV footage and eyewitnesses and maintain that Shivam Mishra was in fact driving and was taken out from the car by spectators. No arrests yet have been made, and police say the investigation is ongoing. As this case unfolds, it once again raises a stark question about privilege and accountability when speed, power and wealth collide on public roads. Privilege does not just bend rules, it can silence witnesses, delay action and dilute responsibility clearly. OP Singh, former DGP Uttar Pradesh, is joining us live. Dilip Cherian, Image Guru, is also with us on the broadcast. Tahira Hassan, social activist, joins us live. Anurag Kulshresh, road safety expert, is also joining the broadcast. We've seen this many times before to OP Mishra, but it seems once again this time in UP, the state which you've been a DGP of, a brat has injured several people, and his father claims he wasn't driving.
Negligence, not only by the perpetrator, but also by the police. In fact, if you look at the entire history, you would find that this is a case of reckless driving and negligence. Eyewitnesses have alleged the luxury car was being driven at a very high speed and also out of control. And then the car hit the pedestrians, an auto rickshaw, and finally a parked motorbike, injuring multiple people. Driver may have been drunk, though it is not well established because he was never medically examined. A fact which underscores that it was reckless behavior behind the wheel. It also shows a basic road safety etiquette awareness, especially so dangerous one. Then, the police has to be blamed for it, for not doing anything at the spot. I think that this incident reflects a wider societal concern about road justice as well as about accountability. Accountability on the part of the police, accountability on the part of the perpetrator. And it also raises the questions whether affluent individuals receive the same scrutiny and legal consequences as ordinary citizens get. It also indicates that laws are not equal. It's totally unequal law. And there is no fear of law by the people, by so-called elite people, those who there is perception of elite impunity, and when accused are socially and politically and economically very powerful. Even procedural lapses are read by the public as preferential treatment, and it damages the trust far beyond the case itself. So I think this is a very bad case for the society, for the people at large, and also for the police, who are the law enforcement agency.
Okay, let me also ask you, OP Singh, a question before I go to the others. Why is the police not arresting the accused if they claim that they have eyewitnesses and other CCTV footage as well that indicate that it was the accused that was driving, that was Mishra's son, KK Mishra's son, and not a hired driver as claimed by them? Why have no arrests yet been made?
No, I'm not privy to the investigations of the case. I don't know the details of the case, but I'm told that the Shivam Mishra has been admitted in the hospital. Maybe they would have taken charge in the hospital, but I'm not sure about it. But certainly his name was not there in the FIR initially, but
Yes.
probably they updated their document later. But I'm not very sure about the arrest part of it. Maybe that he might have been arrested, might be under the police custody, or may not be under the police custody.
It doesn't seem so. It doesn't seem so at all. That's what our information is, that it doesn't seem so. But Dilip Cherian,
even I think so.
Yes, Dilip Cherian, drawing you in here.
Yes.
Dilip Cherian, drawing you in here. What do you make of this entire sequence of events that has occurred in Kanpur? What does it tell us about our system, which unfortunately sometimes privilege can get the better of?
tells us very clearly the story of India as it stands today. India as it has evolved into what it is today. You know, as economists, we tend to talk about the K-shaped, growth that's going on, where the rich are getting infinitely richer and the poor are getting sequentially poorer. The fact that a Lamborghini driving youngster is able to rig everything around a horrific accident and do that with absolute impunity by and aided by his father is yet another significant indicator of the kind of society we have. The fact that the police is not able to act is also part of that same warp and weft of society as we are creating it. The sad fact is that there is immense wealth and the willingness to, flaunt it and to flout all laws that is now a hallmark of certain parts of our society. Rules are meant for everybody else, but the ones who are beyond the law don't need to worry about anything.
Yes. Tahira Hassan, drawing you in here as well. Tahira, this unfortunately is a reminder of how, despite outrage, despite media pressure, despite public outcry, certain things remain the same, case after case, incident after incident. What do you make of what has happened so far in this Lamborghini accident in Kanpur?
It reflects, it shows the system is slow when the accused is powerful. Here what we are seeing is life of the pedestrian is not worth it. I mean, the rich people who have money in their pocket, they can run over the people and walk away. I mean, we are living, again I will say, in the largest democracy. Is it the largest democracy? That is run by the constitution. Nobody is above the law. So why the law is not taking its course? Why these type of people who just take whether he was drunk or not, it is a matter of investigation, let it be there. But what he has done, he has hit people. He was so careless. The life of these pedestrians and the motorbike was nothing in his eyes because he was driving in the luxury car. So why the law is not taking its course? Why the stringent punishment is not given to set the precedent? If the ordinary man had committed such crime, would there be a delay in registering FIR? First here FIR registered against the unknown person. And what is this when there are eyewitnesses are giving their record and everything? Then why this he was not arrested? And after this you do the investigation, you complete your process. So this is really disgusting and very painful. Whatever has happened is very painful, at least for us. Because every time we debate and we say that why the laws are not implemented, why such, busy roads, the checkpoints are not there. What the traffic police was doing, what the police was doing, why the life of these innocent people worth nothing? So it is really very, very painful. I think stringent punishment first to be given to this person, whether he is rich, whether he is a businessman or top businessman. Nobody is above the law. This is what our constitution says, what is embedded in our constitution. So I think there is this question, and I'm very happy that NewsX always raise such important issues in favor of, common man, Aam Aadmi. I think the voice must reach to, yes, Aam Aadmi. You are raising this issue.
Yes.
This is the issue of the Aam Aadmi, common man.
Anurag, so many people have unfortunately lost their lives due to road accidents in this country. But yet such incidents continue. And rather than, immediately taking, making arrests and immediately making people accountable, unfortunately, this slow pace also, leads people to believe they can commit such crimes, commit such accidents and then get away. This only emboldens others, Anurag, and doesn't serve as a deterrent, isn't it?
Uday, I was speaking a little different. Like, who is having the fear in India? Whenever there is a question of the road, footpath, everything, who is having the fear of law? Huge encroachment everywhere. You can, no, I'm not saying about the rich people or the poor people. Poor people can put their rickshaw anywhere. We can stop auto rickshaw at everywhere, anywhere. Pedestrian can stay. Instead of bus stand, they can stay on the road to wait the bus. Even then, this is a continued process. It's not a matter of a Lamborghini accident or the Mercedes accident. You must be knowing the Mercedes accidents around 7 years back. Mr. Sharma was there. Still, he's fighting the case. This is the complete failure of our system, and we all are responsible for this. Because as per me, more than 90% people are violating traffic rules in India. Everyone almost. If 90% I'm saying, it means all. Where is the lane marking on our roads? Who is following the lane marking? Who? And the second thing, we are discussing about the cameras, and it has been recorded. How many roads are having the cameras in India? Just 0.001% roads are having the cameras. And we are believing on that, and we are propagating. In Delhi, on entire roads, cameras are there. 32,000 kilometer road network is in Delhi only. And I think not more than 30,000 cameras are there to record such incidents in Delhi's even. We are just propagating that this highway will be having the surveillance like this and this. These roads, Delhi's, but we are just focusing on the penalty-centric enforcement system just to public. Public maybe you and me, anyone. So if we are just focusing on this particular incident, what type of punishment must be there? Where is our judiciary system? I'm saying about the judiciary system also. Judiciary system, if you go through this Lok Adalat, you'll get rid of every punishment, every penalty from there. Almost 90% penalty you can get rid of that from the Lok Adalat. So what judiciary system is doing, what police persons are doing, as we have seen, the police person suspended, SHO suspended, and everything is there. Clear evidence is there. But even our lawyers, bluntly they are saying, no, he was not driving. Public has seen it. It is the clear evidence. Even our Sharmaji, OP Sharmaji was saying, I'm not aware of that. It's clearly visible. Number of videos, number of CCTV
Mr.
cameras.
OP Singh, Mr. OP Singh.
He was driving. Where is the proof? Which else the proof we need? I think here the judiciary system should come forward, and even there must be a strong action against the lawyer also through the bar association, because who is like not turning the movement of this particular case, and the family, if they are claiming he is not driving, it's clearly visible to all. He was driving. He was pulled off by the bouncers from the car. Every proof is there. What proof they need? If lawyers saying, if people are saying this, his family is saying the same thing, then what the judiciary system will do? What the police persons will do? Ultimately, it's a question of our accident investigation process. Our police persons, I'm saying bluntly here, its Supreme Court committee has forced all states to set up one accident investigation team in every district. No district is having. Police persons are not capable of investigating the accidents, other situations. So ultimately, if we are saying just Lamborghini or Mercedes, I am saying the truck drivers who are doing the stunting on our highways, is he a richest man? So everyone is doing the same game. Everyone, this has become a game for rash driving. It has been promoted in our movies. It has been promoted by our policymakers. It has been promoted by our police personnel even. So in which society we are living, and to whom to be blamed for this? Everybody is doing things. Just put one body camera of each police person's. Everything, almost 90% cases will be solved. But we will not do the thing, because we are living in a collector system. India is driven by the IAS who are having the who are the collectors. So it's a public-centric penalty system we are having. Just punish and get money for the money for the government. So I think instead of blaming anyone, we should focus on the what type of accident investigation is going on. We should respect the Supreme Court committee who's doing number of efforts, but each district, not state, forget the state, forget the central government. I'm saying about the central government also. There's a board, road safety board is pending for last 5-6 years in central government, and still nothing is happening. I don't know why it's pending. So there is something behind it. In Pakistan, I have discussed last time also. Our Pakistan is having the highway force, separate highway force when they started making highways. And we are producing expressways, greenways, and no highway police. Who will be monitoring that? Who will be enforcing these people who are driven driving the vehicles at the speed of 120, 140 and all?
Okay.
So it's a completely mess of our system. And even the thinking
Dilip Cherian is the problem. Dilip Cherian is the problem that there is no fear of law. Is the problem that there is no enforcement of the law? Is the problem that police reforms are needed, or is the problem that there is still this VIP culture in our country? What is the main problem?
I think that we don't need to look at if we try and resolve the whole system, it's not going to happen. If we enforce simple and effective things and make sure that those happen and make examples, exemplary punishment for those high profile cases, we would have made a start. The only thing that actually works is fear. The other thing that works is the ability to replicate that time and time again. Truck drivers, sure, but truck drivers are not driving rash in this kind of belligerent manner with complete lack of any, shall we say, concern for pedestrians. Truck drivers often have accidents, yes, because of overspeeding, but also because they drive tired and they are overworked. The real problem begins when we allow people to get away with it, and certainly highway reform, police reform can all be discussed. But let's talk about after the Lamborghini what. And I think that's where we need to focus. And if we can get that done, we'd have begun cracking this very hard egg.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take that to OP Singh as well. OP Singh, how do we ensure that the law is not taken for a complete ride by those with privilege or those who can buy their way out of any sort of crime they commit?
Really simple, and all these speakers have rightly said about everything. No specific department or the person can be blamed for it. The entire system is cracking. And I, as a police officer, have seen it for the last 30, 35, 40 years, that, everybody thinks that law is in their pocket. I mean, they have look at the ordinary citizens. They are swiftly penalized for minor traffic violations. But serious offences involving elite appear negotiable. And this is what happened in this particular case also. Had there been a poor person who would have met with accident like this, he would have been easily caught there, trashed by the public, taken to the police stations, medical examinations done, everything would have done. He would have been in jail. He got me wrong. I didn't say that I don't know. I said I'm not privy to what happened to him. He must have been arrested or he may not have been arrested. I'm not privy to that. But the fact remains that there is no fear for law. And all these reckless driving are being treated as some sort of entitlement. And that is why the high-end vehicles become instruments of intimidations. In fact, when you have the speed, when you have the power, and when you have the public roads, perhaps you are treated as a personal playground. And these brats, the young people, the youngsters, rich boys, they treat it as a personal playgrounds rather than shared civic space. And that is the problem, because the law is not being followed tooth and nail. In fact, the SHO, he should have been suspended. He's being sent to police lines. Why only police lines? He should have been taken to task. It was he who led the accused flee? I mean, why was he allowed to go? Why was he allowed to go scot-free? Even if he would not be driving the vehicle, at least who should have been asked to stay back so that the investigation would have started. So all these things should have been taken at the local level, at the ground level, and I'm sure that unless each and everyone contributes to that, that you have not only the inequality of laws, but also the fear of law. You have to have good governance at the grassroots level. And grassroots level governance means each and every department, whether you are the PWD or the central CPWD or the police or the medical, everybody has to contribute to nation building. Then only things can improve. Otherwise, we can just keep talking about it, nothing will happen.
Yes. Tahir Hassan, I'll begin to get closing comments. Tahir Hassan, on what you believe needs to be done to reform the system, to reform the, to bring in this fear of law amongst people, which one of our panelists was saying earlier, just simply doesn't exist.
Yes, there's no fear of law. This is what I'm saying. That's why people are taking the law in their hands. But thing is this, that when the stringent punishment will be given, that will set the exemplary, set the example, and one precedent will be set. That, and here the people are saying no, everyone is committing this type of crime. I'm saying, I already had said, the common man was committed, if had committed such crime, would there be a delay in registering the FIR? FIR first registered against the unknown person. When their eyewitnesses are recording evidences, why those evidences are not taken in records? Because we can't always say about blame to courts, especially the Supreme Court, we cannot blame. They always stood with the common man and the women also. You know, whatever investigation will take place and evidences will be collected, they will be produced in the court. And the honorable court will give the judgment on only those evidences. So reform in the police is also needed. And they should collect the evidences, and there is a delay in collecting the evidences, you know. So naturally, the culprit, after committing the heinous crime, they will get away. And there will be no fear of the law. They know they will get away. From the lower court, they will get away because the evidences are not collected properly. They will get away. Next time again, they will commit the crime. The system is always slow when the accused is powerful.
Why is that? Why is that still a reality, OP Singh?
This is reality because nobody thinks that he's part of the system and nobody thinks that he has to contribute to the nation building. Everybody thinks that it's not my responsibility, it is the responsibility of the society. And which is society? What is society? We and all of us make the society. So everybody has to think that it is me who has to be blamed for this, not anyone else. And if anyone thinks like that, that it's me who has to do it, it's me who has to contribute, it's me who has to be honest, accountable, transparent, responsible, then only it can be corrected. But everyone tries to blame others. The police is wrong, the judiciary is wrong, the PWD is wrong, the doctors are wrong. I am wrong. That is the first thing one should think. That if I am doing my duty properly, then everything will become all right. And this is how the chain of events can go on.
Okay, I'll leave the last word to you, Anurag Kulshresht, on what needs to change, what reforms are now needed.
Very simple. If our system fails, then we divert the responsibility on the people and every individual. If I am responsible for everything, for doing the best for my country, then what's the need of the police in our country? What's the need of the traffic police in our country? What's the need of the governance in our country? If I have to do best for my country, naturally, these are the governing power who has to govern the people in a right manner. Police, there's a great need of the capacity building programs for the police personnel. Especially, this is the irony in our India. I'm telling you one example. This Gopinath Mundezi is what died in road accidents. This report was few reports were submitted to CBI. CBI inquiry was there. Two reports, one for Central Road Research Institute and another IIT Delhi was submitted to CBI. okay, this design of the crossing was wrong, this over vegetation was there, that's why this accident has happened. What has happened to that case also? He's not, I think it's again a very big case. So this is the tradition in our country. It's a matter of the, basically this is a question mark on our policies, policy makers, enforcers, and ultimately on judiciary also, okay, what exactly they are doing. So there's a complete reform and may start with the capacity building program of our police personals. And before that, our network, road network, must be supported to that enforcement, because our road networking or the road infrastructure is not supported for such type of enforcement. That's why everything is happening like this. I think so. We have to create the role model, our government agencies, with the help of some experts, like role modeling first for the roads, role modeling for the first for enforcement, and simply in case of police, I am saying, do any officer like to be in traffic? They're just transferred for 1 year, 2 years, and then again back to the civil or the crime police. So what is the reason behind it? So we have to change the mentality first. We have to change the system. The IAS or IPS, they have to realize the things, because ultimately whatever the policy making is there, our ministers and our politicians are not doing anything. These are the people who are making the policy. These are the people who are enforcing the society. So first, I think there should be a change from that particular label. And ultimately, there's a number of cases for suo motu by the court. So why not the suo motu cases by the court to be taken in such cases? Because we are driven by the careless society for the careless people, and there's no demand of the society to be safe on our roads. And we all are responsible for this.
Okay.
We can blame each other, we can
Okay.
blame the departments, but ultimately we are the demandless society for our safety. And that's why it is happening everywhere.
Right.
Yes, please.
My thanks to our guests for joining us. We've run totally out of time. We're going to slip into a very short break at this point. Much more on the other side.